Good morning, class. This is Mrs. Benna teaching economics SS3. Now, our topic for today is revision. In our last revision, we learned demand, the meaning of demand, the factors affecting demand, the law of demand. I even explained that with a table showing the schedule for Mr. Collar's Now, we are going to do revision on theory of production. I feel theory of production is not a new topic when it comes to economics class. Now, what is definition? Definition is defined as the various economic activities aimed at the creation of goods and services and the distribution of these to the final consumers for the satisfaction of human wants. In other words, production can be defined. Sorry, I didn't put my B. In other words, production can be defined as the creation of utility. Now, all goods and services must possess what we call utility. It must possess what we call utility, which means that they must be capable of satisfying certain human wants. Production is the creation of tangible goods such as clock, cars, table, TV sets, houses, and books, as well as services rendered by some professionals such as doctors, lawyers, hairdressers, soldiers, police, teachers, and automobile. It should be noted that production is said to be complete when the goods and services produced get to the final users or consumers. The production process involves three major groups of people. They are the producers, the distributors, and the consumers. Now, under distributor, we have the wholesalers and we have the retailers. Now, goods and services can be classified into two major categories, and these are the consumer goods and the producer or capital goods. Now, what is consumer goods? Consumer goods are those goods and services that can satisfy the consumer's immediate need. Yes, consumer goods. The goods do not require further process of production for their use by the consumers. Example is radio. Our radio, once we buy our radio, we start making use of it immediately. It doesn't have to go through any process before we can be able to use it. We also have example on my screen, the hairdresser. When you want to make your hair, you go into a salon. The hairdresser starts rendering you her services by making a beautiful hairstyle for you. The hairdresser does not need to go through any process before rendering his or her services. We also have the nurse, we have the barber, we have the lawyers, etc. Those are consumers' goods because they don't pass through any other process before they were able to satisfy woman's wants. Now, consumer goods can be further grouped into two classes. These are durable and non-durable goods. Now, by the word durable, it means something that lasts longer. Durable goods are goods that can be used over and over again. They are used many times or for many years before they get worn out. Now, examples of durable goods are your radio, your shoe, your television, your table, your cooking pot, your spoons. Those things are durable goods because they tend to last longer. They are generally referred to as, another name for durable goods is consumer durable goods. They are consumer durable goods. Now, this takes us to the next page. Now, under consumer goods, we have non-durable goods. With the word non-durable, you should know that it's something that do not last long. Now, these are goods that are used up from one use. In other words, they are all used up at once. We have your meat. Immediately you buy your meat, you make use of it in cooking your soup, your stew. Even if you don't want to make use of it at all, you also have your refrigerator that you can use to preserve it. We have the egg, we have your bread. Immediately you buy your bread. Now you go use angazo beans. You can use your bread to eat your geisha and all that. But we also have our drugs. When you are not feeling fine, you purchase your drugs, you take it immediately. We also have milk. Now this takes us to what? Producer or capital goods. Now what are producer or capital goods? These are goods used by people to produce some other commodities. That is why they are called producer or capital goods. Now, example of a producer good is your building, e.g. Kingston High School. Kingston High School is a producer of capital goods. Why? Because with that building being erected, you'll be able to render services to students that do come for what? To study. Now we also have motor cars. We have lorries. We have your tailor tools. Yes, your tailor tools. Without the tailor tools, I doubt if a good tailor will be able to produce a perfect design for his or her customers. We have the machines, e.g. the photocopy machines. With the photocopy machines, you can make several copies of other documents or of other copy. Now, under producer or capital goods, they are goods that are used to carry out productive activities. Now, we have two types of production. We have two major types of production, and they are direct and indirect production. Now, what is a direct production? A direct production is the type of production in which an individual produces goods and services only for family use or consumption. The goods and services so produced are not for sale. Rather, they are being used by the family. It is usually very small in size, and family labor is usually employed. E.g., a father with a wife and 4 children living in the rural area. Very simple. Every morning he goes to his farm. Why does he go to his farm? To cultivate or harvest what they will consume for that day or for the week. And when he's going, he go with his 3 sons and his wife. That is an example of direct production. We also have indirect production. Now, what is indirect production? Indirect production is a type of production in which goods and services are produced in large scale, mainly for sales or exchange for other needs. This type of production involves the use of modern equipment and skilled labor to be able to make surplus goods and services that producer will exchange to get money, which he will use to satisfy other wants. It is practically impossible for a single producer to satisfy all his wants without demanding on others for exchange of goods and services. Indirect production is subdivided into 3 major groups. These are the primary, the secondary, and the tertiary production. Now, what is the primary production? This refers to the extraction of raw materials provided by what? Nature. Examples of primary production are mining. Yes, mining has to do with extracting of raw materials from the mother earth to be able to refine it and use it to produce other goods. Now, under primary production, we have mining, we have fishery, we have the lumbering, we have the agriculture. Yes, these are primary production. They have to do with extracting of raw materials from the mother earth. We also have the secondary production. Secondary production involves the transformation or conversion of basic raw materials or semi-finished goods into final forms that are acceptable to the consumers. Secondary production embraces all forms of manufacturing and construction. The raw materials or resources obtained from the extractive sector are transferred into finished products such as processed goods. We have houses, roads. Yes, after mining of your granite or your limestone can be used in the construction of roads. That is why roads fall under secondary production. We also have our clothes. Yes, under mining, you can mine your cotton, which in process is used to produce what? Clothes. We have your steel under mining, and after getting your steel, you use it in production of cars, etc. That is why cars, roads, houses falls under secondary production. Now we have the tertiary production. The tertiary production is concerned with the provision of commercial and professional services to the people. Now, tertiary production has to do with what? Services. It has to do with services. Now, example of this is the banker. The banker, they don't give you money, you don't give them money, but they render services to you, and in the long process they make profit in rendering these services. We also have the lawyers. Lawyer does not sell puff, lawyer does not sell bread, but what does he do? He renders services to the what? To the masses. We also have the teachers. The teachers will not go to school to sell puff, they do not go to school to sell mineral, they go to school to render services to the students that have paid their fees, irrespective of the services that is being rendered today. Now, beneath it, we have factors that determine the volume of production. Factors that determine the volume of production are amount of capital. The amount of capital available to a producer determines the volume of production. The greater the amount of the capital available, the higher the volume of production. We also have availability of raw materials. The raw materials available will determine the volume of production. The more the raw materials available, the greater the volume of production. We have management. Management put in place for the production of goods and services determines the volume of production. Efficient management will increase the volume of production. The market size. The size of the market refers to the demand for goods produced. The greater the demand for the goods, the greater the volume of production. We have efficiency of other factors of production. The more the efficiency of other factors of production, the more the increase in the volume of production. We have level of technology. Level of technology. The use of modern technology do lead to high volume of production as against the use of local technology, which can never increase the volume of production. Now, after level of technology, we have storage facilities. Yes, when storage facilities are available for storing produce goods, e.g., when you have good storage facility for your onions, yes, this will encourage or lead to high volume of what? Production. Number 8, nature of the goods. If the goods produced are durable, they can be stored, and this encourages high volume of production. But perishable goods, which cannot be easily stored, can lead to low volume of production. Low volume of production. Now, we also have importance of production. We have importance of production. Now, production is important because of following reasons. Because of following reasons. Production is important because of following reasons. Sorry about that. Now, production are important because of 1, availability of goods and services. Availability of goods and services. Production helps to ensure that goods and services are made available for use by human being. Now, without production, I doubt if there will be availability of goods and services. Now, even if there is goods and services, I doubt if it will get to the final consumers. Now, we also have improvement in standard of living. Production helps to ensure adequate improvement in the standard of living of the people. Provision of unemployment. Continuous production definitely will lead to increase in employment of many people. We also have increase in wealth of people. Production assists people to accumulate wealth as a result of continuous unemployment. We have increase in export potentials. Production also assists a state or a nation to boost our exports of goods and services to other nations. Yes, e.g., our petroleum, our crude oil, it is being exported to other countries. Yes, production has increased our export potential. Number 6, acquisition of skills. This engagement of people in production leads them to acquire special skills. Yes, special skills, where we talk about division of labor, where specialization do take place as far as division of labor is concerned. And now, when there is division of labor, there will be surely acquisition of skills. That is that for today's class. Next time, we are going to revise on other topics. Hope you enjoy the class. But our assignment for today's class is, in your own understanding or in your own terms, define production. Then number 2 says, discuss the type of goods that you know, and you can also give me examples. Don't give me my own examples. Try to do research and give me your own examples. Number 3, discuss the factors that determines the volume of production. Thank you. And that's for today's class. You can talk.